Oops. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all had a productive weekend. But as we dive into this Monday edition of the Weekend Wrap-Up, it's clear that while we were resting, that the radical left was busy tearing at the very fabric of our nation. I am your host, Charlie, the country conservative, and this is the Conservative Viewpoint. We are witnessing a coordinated assault on American way of life, and nowhere is that more evident than in the burning remains of our cities and the collapse of our borders. We start tonight in Minnesota again. After the latest strategic shooting or tragic shooting, what do we hear from the leadership? Do we hear calls for law and order from the Democrats? No. Instead, we have Tampon Tim Walz and Mayor FREY, whatever his name is, using rhetoric that doesn't have anything to do with insight, but it tells people to cause insurrection and push this country towards the brink of a second civil war. They've abandoned the citizens of Minnesota, choosing instead to fuel the fire of unrest rather than put it out. They are pushing these people to commit the act of violence. And if you think it's just in the Midwest, look at what's happening in the East. In record time, Mayor McDummy has taken the city that was so nice at one time, they named it twice, and turned it into a socialist experiment. We are watching New York transform into a communist state right before our eyes, where radical ideologies are prioritized over the safety and prosperity of the hardworking taxpayers who actually built that city. Not from some Muslim jihadist that comes here just to try to bring Sharia law into our country, where we only have one law, and that is the Constitution of the United States. But let's be real. This is the National Democrat playbook. By keeping the borders wide open, they have invited the literal buds into our community, effectively turning the United States into a third world country. Guess what? They've succeeded. They use violent rhetoric to manipulate their base, pushing vulnerable liberals to commit acts of violence so the elites in D.C. can keep their hands clean while the country burns. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on the manipulation, the open border, and sanity. The radical leaders are leading the charge in all of this. So buckle up. It's going to be a heavy night, but the truth usually is. You are watching The Conservative Viewpoint, and the show begins now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Weekend Wrap-Up. I am exhausted. 2 nights of this snow blowing all these driveways and stuff, and then I had to do them twice yesterday. I did them again twice today, and it's ridiculous. You get it done, and what happens? Snowplow comes through and covers the middle all over again with like thick, heavy snow too. And luckily, I got a nice old big snow blower that'll actually handle that. But it's the pain in the ass trying to do that, and then also cleaning my truck off, going to check the roads, getting the chickens out and about and get them back in again because it was cold today. But they love it. But guess what? They are spoiled as hell because they don't like the snow. They tried to fly over the snow. The whole place is covered with snow. I dug them a path into their shady area where they could go in and stay dry and out of the wind. And them dumb son bitches still flew out and tried to stay away from the snow. Yeah, they spoiled as all hell. That's bad. I'm telling you what. Hey, guys, welcome to the show. It's great to see you guys. Love having you guys on here. Hey, yeah, we got a lot of going on here tonight, guys. So we are going to get busy. A lot went on over the weekend. So we are going to get busy right here, right directly, because it never fails. You got the lies and everything coming up from the Democrats. They don't know how to lie. They don't know how to start. Break mode over in Kick. Hey, break mode. What's happening? So let's give a shout out to everybody that's starting on here. What do we got here? We got Facebook. We got YouTube. We got Twitch. We got X. We got Kick. Everybody kicking it off right there. That's for sure. Welcome everybody. And make sure you guys in Facebook and everywhere sit there and tell me hi. I can't see you unless you tell me hi. So here we go. Let's get up here to the Getter Gang and see what's going on over here. Shell is starting us off tonight. Hi, Shell. We got Cecil 1776 in there. What's happening? And there's Cat K3 right there. Cat, what's happening? That's going on down through here. Radical Right, Sean Justice. What's happening, man? Wendover. What's happening, Wendover? Let's keep going down the list here, guys. It's great to see all of you. Let's see what everybody's going on here. Mississippi Queen. Uh-oh. Conrad. What's going on, Conrad? Uh-oh. There's Texas Red right there. Texas John. What's happening, man? Guys, welcome to the show. I'm glad to see you guys. It's awesome to see you. Now let's shoot down over here. Sean was actually first. What did he do? Get kicked out? I didn't see him on there. Shell. Let me go up here again. Let me look. Nope, I don't see him up here, Shell. You show up first on my list. But it don't matter. I got him anyways. That's good. I love seeing you guys. And we got Texas Tammy in here. We got Colin from Scotland. We got Jillian 73 in there. I didn't put my glasses on. Guys, welcome to the show, guys. We got a lot of stuff to go over. I mean, a ton. Let me start this up and get this caught up. Wow, catched up. That's crazy, right? All right, guys. Welcome to the show, everyone. Let's get busy. Let's see who we got over here. We saw Sean. What's up, Sean? We got Break Mode over in Kick. We got Sean over in YouTube. Guys, welcome to the show, guys. Kurt, I see Kurt. Good night, everyone. I'm worn out. I'm sure you are, Kurt. Good night. I'm glad you stopped by to say hi, night. Good night, everyone. That's great, Kurt. Have a great night, man. But hey, guys, we're going to get busy because we got a lot to go over tonight, guys. So make sure you got any questions, comments, or anything. Get them in there. I'll keep trying to keep a watch to see what's going on here. So make sure you check it out. All right, here we go. First, we're going to start off with, this was from Trump and Governor WALZ, Mayor FREY, whatever his name is, are inciting insurrection. That is a fact. They are causing everything that's going on in here. We got Violent Vixen 29 kicking it over here. And there's Hicks from the Stick right there. And just popped in there. Hey, guys, if you didn't check our show out tonight, it was a great show. Always is a great show. Check it out. Violent Vixen 29. Check out the Rebel Chick with a Cause. You guys will love it. Trust me. Good show. Great show. All right. Yes, they are causing this insurrection that's going on. And yet we see no, they were told earlier that anyone that is being so-called arrested here are being taken to jail and released. That's what's going on over there. So what good is that being done? Automatic 1 year. If you attack a federal officer or any law enforcement officer, minimum 1 year, $10,000 fine. That'll stop them dumb son of bitches from doing this, because this is on the hands of every Democrat in this country right now, in the political world part of it, the political Democrats, because they are causing everything that's going on here. Why? Because they want back in power. That's why they've done this. This is the only way they know how. They opened the bloodbath border up, and this is why they've done it, because they think they're going to come in and swoop in and be some kind of heroes. In fact, it's not going to happen. Why does my Rumble keep stopping? That's crazy. Marianne, lovely Marianne just pulled in there. There she is right there. Welcome, Marianne. All right, let's keep going. Because the fact of the matter is, Tim Walz threatens civil war. And that is no lie, and I'm going to let you hear it for yourself, just as he's been saying all along, and this is what he said.
Well, I said this yesterday. We've never been at war with our federal government. I think in this case that the National Guard is their main mission. They have a dual mission. There's
Well, you saw, listen, you heard it right there. I didn't even know we were at war with our government, but obviously he does. And this is what he's telling his people. And this is exactly why they're doing what they're doing. Because you've got this idiot and gay FREY telling the same damn thing. So they know it's happening. They know it's the violent rhetoric going there. But Trump gets on today and says he had a great conversation with WALZ. But the problem is, it's already done. It's already been done. These people are doing this. Did he just declare war? Yes, he did, Wendover. And this is what I don't understand. How do you go and sit there and say, I didn't know we were at war with our government? Well, obviously we're at war because he said it. So how do you go from that to having a great conversation with them and not arrest the son of a bitch? I don't get this whatsoever. And this is what's happening every time we turn around. Phantom Wellspring, let's promote. Come on in. You're in, so promote. Let's go. That's kick all the time. Kick all the time. They're always saying that stuff. But this is a fact that the man actually threatened that we were at war. He said we were at war with them. He didn't know we were at war, but obviously he does because he's telling his sheeples to fight and to shoot at law enforcement. Why haven't they been arrested? This gay FREY dude, Fry, whatever his name is, Minneapolis mayor, urges Trump to remove federal agents as police chief urges citizens to remain peaceful after border patrol shooting. This dumb son of a bitch is doing the same damn thing, but nothing's being done. Pam, yeah, send him a letter. I bet he's scared. Now, I'm telling you, Wendover, them letters, oh boy, I'm telling you, that's scary stuff right there. Woohoo! You know, the Judiciary Committee, Jim Jordan, he's been doing the same thing. Comer, they've been doing the same thing. They've been sending them threatening letters out. And them subpoenas that nobody listens to. They're shaking in their shoes now. This is the ridiculous part of what's going on. Damn, it keeps pausing me. Mine too. It keeps pausing my video, and I do not know why, John. But this is the stuff that we're putting up with here. We're putting up with them being allowed to tell these people to commit an insurrection, and nobody's getting arrested. When they do get arrested, they're going to jail, and they're released automatically. They're not being no jail time, no nothing. They're just being released all out of there, and nobody's doing a damn thing about it. So why should anybody listen? Nobody's scared of this. This is why they're doing what they're doing. Because they know they're being released because the Democrats let them out. And nothing gets done. Birthday blessings. I didn't know it was Vic's birthday. We are getting played like a fiddle. You got that right, Dover. We are being played every which way we turn around. It's a fact. The Far Left Network that helped put Alex Preddy in harm's way, they made him a martyr. Yes, they did. They're making a man that he has no problem. If he is legally allowed to carry his gun, it's a fact. You're allowed to carry because that is what the Second Amendment's all about. But it's when you pull the gun on somebody, that's law enforcement. That's even worse yet. Now, they do not have all the statistics, but we do know that, where's it at? It's coming up here in a second, but we'll get into that here in a second. But chaos erupts in Minneapolis again as leftist mob riot in the streets over the death of this dude. Well, it's not only that. Tim Walsh compares Minnesota actions to the Holocaust and Anne Frank hiding in their houses. Well, why is that? Because you tell them to go out there and you tell them to get into the faces of law enforcement. You fight the law enforcement. You tell them that. This is the reason why Americans are losing their lives, because you're telling them to fight them and you're telling them all this bullshit to make them fight them. This is the reason why, so-called, if they're afraid of that, why are they coming out in the streets? The fact is that you're lying to people. They're believing this stuff from this lying idiot, and it is only for votes. All right, what are we going here? We got to get back to this. ICE says violent mob helped criminal escape and left ICE agents permanently maimed. This is about the one who lost a finger. Now, what I heard this morning was that 2 ICE officers now have lost a part of a finger because of these people. They're biting them and removing their fingers because they're being assaulted over and over again. Now, this one you guys saw, and I didn't put this up here, but federal officer was attacked and tackled by violent Minneapolis rioters. This is what they are doing. This is what Gay FREY and Tampon Tim are telling them to do, is to attack law enforcement officers. Now, I did not download this picture, but they show him on the ground, and all these people are on top of him. Now, if that would have been me, and that will happen if ever somebody tries to do that, there won't be a body standing around me because I'm going to waste every bit of bullet that I have in my gun to get up. It's as simple as that. Is that a threat? No, that's a promise. Because I am not going to be sitting there just taking a beating. And this guy restrained himself from not doing that. That takes every bit of effort you could have to not do that, because there would have been a line of bodies lined up if somebody would have tried that with me, and it would never have happened. I give every bit of ounce of stuff to that guy because he should have and had every right to do that. Now, Alex Pretty identified as Minneapolis man fatally shot by federal agents. Now, there's so much going on with this. That this is somebody, we're all through the weekend, so we've already known all this stuff. But of course, you got these liars out there, witness affidavits counter what DHS claimed that Pretty had a gun. Well, they know he had a gun because they know he had 2 magazines also. They just don't know yet if he pulled the gun or not, because the only ones that could see it was the federal agents that was rapping to. Did you see the video we showed the other day about this? Let me see if I have it again. Nope. I thought I had it. Yes, I do. Now I want you to watch this one of the actual when all this went down. And I want you to watch this. I did not get to blow it up like I wanted to, but take a look at this. We're going to talk about it in a second.
The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
Not gonna sit there and listen to that dumbass bitch yell and scream, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Well, at that point, he had to have pulled the gun or his gun went off. So when you sit there and tell us that people, you have witnesses testifying that he didn't have a gun, nobody was close enough to see that to a fact. So I'm sick and tired of everybody, yo, what up, Dodge Dart, over next? What's happening, man? But nobody was close enough to say that. These liars are going to say whatever they want to say over this bullshit, and you're not going to believe a second of what they're saying. Chief Bovino is still over BP, but got promotion. Now, I just heard today, too, and there's for tomorrow, they're saying that he's going to pull Pat by 3. Hey, what's going on, Pat? Hi, Pat. Oh, right. Pat's over there, guys. But I'm not going to believe a damn word that they say because nobody was close enough to see the fact of what was going on over there. Now, narrative clashes after Trump and the victim's family react to second Minneapolis shooting. Of course, they're going to react over to all this stuff. Now, I know I had. Okay, yeah, it's coming up here in a second. But was this Minnesota? All this is leading back to the fraud that's going on in Minnesota. Everything that's happening here, they're telling these people to do this stuff to cover up, to distract, I might as well say, the fraud that's going on, the billions of dollars of fraud that's been happening in Minnesota. This is why the Democrats are telling these people and paying these people to go in there and commit these violent acts to distract people. And have you noticed it has taken everybody away from everything that's going on here? Did you guys notice that? Everything about the fraud has gone away. Everything is about this now. And everybody's looking the other way now because of this stuff going on. Doesn't that make you curious about what's going on? Because we got this one too. Was the Minnesota AG's entire career a long con to funnel money to Somalia? Sarah Gonzalez exposes Ellison's lone legislative legacy that in Congress was an effort to funnel money to Somalia. In a sounding alarm on Minnesota's Attorney General, Keith Ellison, claiming his political career has been in decades a long scheme facilitated financial transfers to Somalia. It feels like a whole lot like Ellison may have been pulling off a long con, I mean decades long, excuse me, just to facilitate Somalian fraud. Like it seems like this has been his goal for a very long time, Gonzalez says, pointing out that before he was AG, he served in Congress from 2007 to 2019. Now, would you expect that in the 12 years serving in Congress, there would be a lot to show for it, right? Like he will have a bunch of bills that he sponsored that passes. I mean, he did turn into Minnesota AG. Like, obviously, he was successful, she continued, except it turns out there's only one single solitary bill that he sponsored that ended up becoming law. Just one, she said. This is the stuff that you see when somebody's trying to hide something. You keep down low. You don't make yourself a public figure because then you're in the spotlight. So people are looking for stuff because this. Yes, I expect this from a 12-year person in the government because, look, we got raghead herself, Omar, under federal probe after family wealth jumps nearly $30 million. Isn't that strange? And look how many bills and stuff that she's put out there. And look how many Somalians she's brought over into this country. Nobody being vetted. And now all of a sudden now all this money's disappearing from Minneapolis, Minnesota's money and our taxpayer money. And this bitch ends up being a millionaire just in what, 3 years or whatever? But all this now is it's a big distraction. Nobody's paying attention to the fraud that's going on that Nick Shirley brought to light. Everybody's looking away from what's happening and focusing on the violent acts that these Democrats are pushing these people to do. And they're too damn stupid to realize this is why they've done it. This is why they're having them do their bidding for them. And they're just paying them, what, 20, some people said $20 some an hour to go out there and do this stuff. Now you're going to go to jail for these corrupt Democrats so they could keep hiding their money laundering operation. These people are more stupid than they are. They look pretty damn dumb. So, all right, let's keep going here. What do we got here? Now, according to a special ops soldier, this is not a protest. A former special ops soldier saying insurgent tactics are being used in Minnesota. Edward Schwalm, who identified himself as a former U.S. Army Special Forces soldier, says the tactics being employed in Minneapolis by leftist agitators are remnants of insurgency tactics he witnessed in Afghanistan. His comments came in response after the report's infiltration of a single group chat being used by leftists to track and thwart immigration and custom enforcement operations in Minneapolis. Fox News correspondent Alex McAdams, who is on the ground in Minneapolis, posted Sunday on social media. He says, I've covered a lot of protests. I've never seen anything quite like this, as this is organized, and it's an understatement. Now, it's also known because it got out of control again. I think it was yesterday when they attacked another hotel. They destroyed another hotel. I'm glad Pat showed up over here. I love seeing her come in there. And so this is the stuff that's happening, guys. I read that too. I'm missing stuff I'm not reading. But anyway, you saw this stuff that's happening, according to this guy too, and it's a fact. They destroyed everything in that hotel because they think ICE agents are living in this hotel. So what is destroying a hotel, breaking the windows, spray painting stuff, blocking off streets, throwing garbage all over the place, breaking anything that they can find? What's that have to do with protesting? You're allowed to protest. Protest is about getting your voices heard. Not destroying stuff, not breaking stuff. But where was the state and local police when they were destroying these properties? They were told by someone, if it was Mayor FREY or if it was TAMPON Tim WALZ or who it was. Why are they not looking into who is telling them not to go and arrest these people that are committing these acts of violence every day in this city? While its city's burning, they're being told not to respond. So these people can commit crimes and nobody's going to do a damn thing about it. So why is the government not looking into this and finding out who told the police not to respond? Mayor FREY. I guarantee it, Radical, right, Sean? It was FREY or it was Tampon Tim. They are the only ones that have the power to tell them not to do it. Whatever it is, not to do it. As simple as that. They are the only two that have the power to do this. Fixer, what happened in Fix? Did I see Gregory somewhere in there? There's Gregory, or truck driver extraordinaire, Greg L. and Greg. It's Greg Carnes Jr. on Rumble, guys. If you got to check out his videos and stuff. You guys will love it. Liberty guy, what's happening, man? Exactly. They got stand down orders. Exactly, Liberty. Somebody told them to do it, and that is what they need to look at. Who told these local cops not to do this, and why are they not listening? So somebody told them high up, and those are the only two that can tell them not to do something. Yes, Homan is on his way there. Thank you, Texas Red. Homan is on his way. He should be there already. He was leaving a couple hours after. Oh, shoot. You know, the press secretary did her thing at 1 o'clock. She said he was leaving for Minnesota in a couple hours. So we'll see what happens with that. It was Tampon Tim and Mayor FREY. Oh, most definitely it was, Liberty. Fact. DHS agents had their body cams on during this fatal shooting of armed leftist agitator Alex Preddy. However you want to say his dumb name. Shouldn't have been there in the first place. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. If you're willing to put your life on the line by attacking a federal officer, that's your stupidity. There's no money worth that much to die or to go to jail. I'm sorry. There's no money worth that much money just because the Democrats want you to do their bidding. No. Department of Homeland Security agents had their body cams on during the confrontation and fatal shooting of leftist arm. What's his face? A DHS spokesman confirms to Fox News that several agents had their body cameras on during the interaction, and it led to the deadly shooting of him. And the footage from multiple angles is currently being reviewed by investigators. You could not get anything out of them, and they're not supposed to say anything. When Carolyn Levitt did her press briefing this afternoon at 1 o'clock, she said exactly what they always say, is it's an ongoing investigation. There's nothing you're going to get out of me today until the investigation's over with. And that's exactly right. And that they shouldn't do anything about this. Now, DHS is investigating whether Pretty's gun accidentally discharged. And now, which he has no problem, and I have no problem with somebody being there, but Purdy was armed with a 6-hour P-320 pistol and had 2 additional magazines, and reportedly did not notify law enforcement officers that he was armed. Now, let's see if that's, I want to look at something real quick here. That was not, here, guys, I'll have to show you this, guys. You got to see it. I did not see this earlier, but let me do a share screen real quick. You've got to see this one. And where am I at? Which one is it? This one here, I think it is. We turn the volume on and share this. Should come up. Okay, let me see if I got the right one. I don't think that's the right one. Remove this one. Off screen share, because I can only do that one time. But you guys got to see this, because you're going to want to see the entire screen. Where the hell is it at? Nope, that's not it. This is it. Right there. Get that on. Let me blow this up real quick. Okay, watch this video, guys. This is a close-up that I wanted to get earlier, and I did not get a chance to. Take a look at this real quick. See his hand right there? One more time. Okay, guys, you saw that right there. This is what the fake news media was putting out, that he had a cell phone in his hand. That, I'm sorry, was not a cell phone. That was a gun, and it did fire off, if you saw that or not. That fired off. Okay, was it by accident? I don't know. His finger was on the trigger. And then that's why the gunshots rang out. I did not see that a second ago, or when I put this article in. I just put this article in while I was watching Vic's show. But P320 strikes again. Yes, Hicks from the sticks. It doesn't matter. The 320 can discharge, should be dropped, not stocked on the back of the firing chamber. It doesn't matter. This was a fact. His hand was there. There was a gun in his hand. And all you heard from the fake news media since it started was he did not have a gun. And then I showed you about the sworn affidavits that these people said he did not have a gun. Well, that video shows you differently right there. Oh, yes, it does. So that is a fact. I need to save that one for me. I got to download that video again. I'm going to keep a hold of this video. And every time dumb son of a bitch wants to sit there and run their mouth and saying he didn't have a gun, I'm going to show him that video. I'm so sick of these people lying. In hand shows intent. Exactly. You are not to pull a gun on a law enforcement officer, no matter what. You don't pull a gun, your life is not in danger. You attack somebody, your life's in danger. Because you attack somebody. You're the one that caused what happens when you do this stuff. That was an agent that had removed a gun and was going away. All right, there you go, Texas John. Thank you for that. These people, exactly, they get sworn affidavits with the fact that he did have a gun. They knew how many magazines he had. But of course, we're supposed to believe these people that because they signed a sworn affidavit, well, now we know they're lying. So the fact that he had a gun proves the fact that these people were lying. So now they should be charged for making a false report. Don't you think? Oh, yeah. Just keeps on going. The lies never stop. Now, we also got this going on. Appeals court finds evidence to charge Gaylon Lemon over church protest, but won't force the arrest warrant. This is just funny how they have evidence to charge him, but won't force an arrest warrant on him. This is just crazy as hell. Don't you think? It is crazy. I tell you what. Let me do this here real quick. Oops. Quit. I got to do this real quick before I delete this off of my computer. And I'll lose it every time I turn around. That was the actual gun they took off of him right there. So there we go. That could stay right there. All right. Let's keep going now. We got a couple more here we got to do. Get off. There we go. And you too. What else we got happening here? Anti-ICE leftists seize the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport. Agitators claim more than 100 clergy members among arrested activists. Now, what the hell is they're attacking an airport too? But they arrested them, but they let them go immediately once they got to the airport. This is all for photo ops, people. Photo op. I just sent a freeze frame picture to your Wimpkin account of that petty guy with a gun in his hand. All right, thank you, Colin. I'll look at that after the show here. Bugger ate 9 rounds. Isn't that great? There wasn't that. These people need to wake up and see they're being used. Even if he was not in hand, he was reaching in the proximity of where the gun was. Who is to say he wasn't going for an additional firearm? They've carried 3 firearms. I've carried 3 firearms. Exactly. You never know. But it's not illegal to have it at a protest. But when a law enforcement is there, you have to tell them that you are carrying, just like when you get stopped. If you get stopped for speeding or something, you got to make sure you tell the cop that you do have a firearm on your person or wherever it's at. In fact, when they ask you for your driver's license and you have a carry permit, you pull both of them out and you hand them both, your carry permit and your driver's license at the same time. That makes them aware of the fact that, yes, you have a gun in your possession. So you don't sit there and say, hey, look, I got this. No, you're dead man. Don't do that stuff. Don't be stupid. But these people are attacking an airport for no reason. Has nothing to do with protesting. Protesting is allowed to have your name, your voice is heard, and that is perfectly legal. Not when you're committing violence like this. Exactly. Do not put yourself in that situation. So the fact is, he put himself into that situation. You should have never been fighting with law enforcement, no matter what. And in that first video I showed you, he actually beat on a woman after they sprayed him with pepper spray. And he was beating off a woman. They had to drag him off of her because he was beating on her. And that's the woman that he tried to pull off out of them when she was falling. But then he started beating on her. So shit don't line up with what these so-called witnesses say. Trump claims that Minnesota losses could top $100 billion. It never fails, guys. No matter what you see, it never fails to go on. I have some videos to show you after I get done with these articles that you guys are going to want to see. So I'm trying to hurry up through them so you guys can see all these. Let's move on to this. What do we got here? Oh, this was funny, and I do not know if I have this one or not. I did not bring it up. But socialist anti-ICE protest in San Antonio, Texas, draws fewer than 100 participants. These people, it was funny as hell. Nobody got in it. Please note that the agent did not know if the protester had another gun. You're right there, Liberty. That's a fact, because sometimes when I'm wearing my cowboy boots, you got an ankle holster, and I've got mine on my inside of my waistband. So it's a fact. You don't know what they have, and that's what you have to watch for. Guys, when you're trained as law enforcement, in which I was trained at that way going into the prison, you are trained to pretty much make aware of all different kind of circumstances that could happen and has happened to people. So it's not just black and white here, guys, because when we're taught to, when you have an inmate that escapes, and it's fact that everyone is taught, double tap, center mass. Simple as that. There's no wounding somebody or anything like that. It's a fact. He did not have his carry permit on him. And that's another screw up on his part there, Liberty. You have to have that carry permit on you at all times. a gun, a knife, a fork, a pen, anything can hurt an agent and steal his gun. Exactly right, dear Kat. Your facts. To keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's right. Nobody was infringing on his rights. He just did not do it properly. It's like a lot of these people, they showed some of these idiots on TV today that don't know how to handle a gun, do not get trained to handle a gun, and they're going out to buy guns to go after ICE agents. One guy said he just bought his first AR-15, never handled a gun in his life, and you're going to buy an AR-15. Because why? Because they're telling them to. They're telling them to arm themselves. This is what's going on in here, guys. When you have Gay Frey and Tampon Tim telling people to go after these people, go after law enforcement, they need arrested. What do we got here? Oh, listen to this nutcase. More nutcases out here. MAGA maggots. That's what this guy says. Guns, body armor, ammo, Palestinian flag found at this nutcase's home. He's accused of threatening to murder ICE agents. Oh, yeah. This arrest happened in West Virginia because he's watching this stuff, these nutcases, and they're telling them to go after ICE agents, to shoot ICE agents, and this is what you get. The mental freaks are coming out of the woodwork, and nobody's even started talking about helping mental illness in this country. We have never seen mental illness so huge until Joe Biden came in after a stolen election in 2020. But nobody is talking about helping these mentally freaks out. None of them. They're only condoning everything. He went after ICE first. You don't get to do that. He chose to get shot. Exactly right, Kat. And these people want us to feel sorry for this guy and feel sorry for the families. Sorry, I can't do that. You choose to attack law enforcement. You choose whatever actions comes your way. I'm sorry, that's a fact. I will not feel sorry for somebody that does this. I cannot and will not. Am I missing stuff? Man carries a gun for defense. A liberal carries to feel like a man. Fexer, you hit that right on the head, man. I'm telling y'all, when it comes, be ready. After they overwhelm the law enforcement, they'll be coming after you. Come on, baby. Don't worry. I'm ready and willing. These people want that stuff. Oh my God, did you see that Ozempic denier? No, I did not. Texas Red, I did not see that. Exactly, Texas Red. Suicide by cop. This is what the Democrats are doing to these poor people. This is what it's a shame. I do not feel sorry. Sad he chose to die and his family has to suffer, but we all have choices. Yep. You make your choices in your life. And if you choose to do it because you're being paid and lied to, that's your dumbass fault. Now, the Democrats are threatening to shut down the government over ICE funding. Oh, yeah, here we go again. It's about protecting criminals and their voter base, or they're going to shut down the government. Shut it down. Do not let them have a dime. They do not get paid back any pennies for being off. When they decide to shut down the government, they forfeit every bit of money they could have made. This is bullshit, and the shit needs to change quickly. Trump last Canada, I got to throw in a few odds and ends here. But tomorrow, guys, I'm going to be gone for a few hours, like 6 hours tomorrow. I'm going to hurry up home and try to get things set up. Guys, I've got a list of all this and more on Minnesota and stuff happening. So we're going to have another show on everything that's happening in Minnesota. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be great. I won't have the videos because I won't have the time to download them, but I'm going to be going for like 6-7 hours tomorrow. So I've got a lot going on, but guys, we're going to have a hell of a show tomorrow. So make sure you're tuned in. Trump blasts Canada's strategic partnership with China and threatened new tariffs on them again. Oh, yeah, but guess what? Canada, they took his threat seriously. So I don't know if it's in tomorrow's or what, but Trump threatens 100% tariff on Canada if it becomes China's drop-off port with new potential trade deal. Well, I saw that what the hell? They already took his threat seriously, and they're backing down. So now we got, and I have to do this again. Do I have time? I think I do have time. Let me get this off. And we can do this. We can do this. Take a listen to Bill Mayer. And I don't like this guy very much, but listen to what he's talking about McDummy. Oh, what the hell? Come on. I did not want to do that.
It matters that the mayor stands by, and so I assume stands with, someone who says things like, if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize private property, it's over. Seize private property. Home ownership is racist. Elect more communists. Private property, especially home ownership, is a weapon of white supremacy. Really? Even among the 20 million black Americans who own their own home? I mean, these are the kind of utterances I might forgive as something a dumb white girl said while she was at Bryn Mawr. Because it's the kind of privilege hating you can only learn for $95,000 a year. But these are statements made as an adult. Yes, for co-eds from elite private colleges, you're only a lesbian until graduation, but the communism lasts a lifetime. Democrats seem to be having this debate whether or not Mayor Mamdani is a socialist or a democratic socialist. Let me settle it. He's a straight-up communist. How do I know this? Well, I'm reading between the lines when one of his major advisors says, elect more communists, which is fine. It's fine. It's a belief system. He's allowed to believe it, and people are allowed to vote for it. But if liberals deny it, like he's just going through a goth phase, they're going to lose more elections. This is not a communist country. And this is the pendulum never lands in the middle problem I'm always bitching about. Really, the choices we get here are either the worst version of crony capitalism or communism, either a side deal for the Trump family every time he does business overseas, or the lady who says, impoverish the white middle class. Oh yeah, there's a great campaign slogan for you. Honestly, as New York mayoral races go, I was less creeped out by Anthony Weiner's dick.
That's exactly right there. And this is what's happening, and we're going to get more into this in a second here. But I want to, I got to get this off of here. Say something that Fix just said too, that about what is Trump waiting for? What does it take to get the Insurrection Act out? What does it take? More people to get hurt, more of these lies from these Democrats. He needs to get that Insurrection Act in place right now and put a stop to all this. It's ridiculous. But anyways, back onto this here. But to New York. You know what that dumb son of a bitch did, McDummy? He took a snow day away from these children. He made them go online to school today. This is your socialism at its best in New York. He said these kids will not ever have a snow day under him. This is socialism 101. New York is seeing it straight up right in front of their faces. And they're going to put up with this. The kids are not allowed to go out and play in the snow or anything. But it's, yes, goat herder, sheep, raghead son of a bitch is jihadist Muslim is showing he said he was a socialist, and he's showing it like mad. And this is what these are what the people in New York actually, exactly, public perception they're fixed. This is ridiculous. They need to get that Insurrection Act in place now. But New York is going down, people. Is he over school too? Oh no, them kids better stay in school because you're not allowed to go play and be a kid. If I had told him, I'd have told him to go get fucked because that's bullshit. Kids need to play too and enjoy themselves, or you're not. That's what socialism is, though. There's nothing like that. You guys watch. It's not going to get pretty. All right, we got a couple more here real quick here. Iran will treat any act as all-out war against U.S. senior officials in Iran said. Well, they're not joking, because Hezbollah, terrorists that they are now building up an army to go after Americans. Hezbollah brigades urge preparation for war in support of Iran. Guys, watch your backs. Get your head on a swivel. This is going to come out because these people are in our country that the Democrats and the Biden regime let into our country. Guys, pay attention. It's not going to be pretty. All right. Now that one's not coming up for some reason. And this one's not either. Dog it. Because this one was Trump sounds an alarm over China's Greenland rare earth grab. China is trying to make a play for Greenland as we speak. It's not pretty. But here's the last thing I want to talk about real quick, guys. Shapiro and Spermberger out of Virginia are birds of a feather. Shady Josh Shapiro endorsed and campaigned for the new governor, Spermbank, whatever her name is, Spamberger, in Virginia. Spermberger, yeah, there she is. In just a few short days, Spermberger and Virginia Democrats have proposed some insanely radical legislations, including, but not limited to, listen to this, if this is not socialism, nothing will tell you that, reducing mandatory minimums on rape, assaulting a law enforcement officer, child pornography, and much more. They're reducing the sentences on these people. Banning the hand counting of ballots for any reason. They don't want their fixing of elections to be found again. Raising over a dozen taxes. This is what's happening in Virginia. Ending collaboration with federal law enforcement, which is illegal. Free public education for illegal aliens. They want free education for illegal criminals. Gerrymandering congressional districts in favor of Democrats. Various weapon bans. This is who Josh Shapiro endorses, and this is what is headed to Pennsylvania if we re-elect Shapiro as governor and let the Democrats take over our state legislation. Guys, this is why I keep telling you, Spermberger and him, or they've got this stuff fixed, and they're trying to play this off in both states. Guys, this is why I keep telling you this. We've got to watch what's going on. This is what's coming, and this is why I'm trying to get into the local elections here in Pennsylvania, because of this very reason right here. They're coming up with this. This is socialism all over the place. Colin from Scotland says, it sounds like Scotland. On snow days, the kids are told to stay home. I used to love playing in the snow. It's getting beyond a joke. It is a joke, Colin. This is the stuff, the socialism I just read you from New York to Pennsylvania to Spermberger in Virginia. This is what's happening, guys. This is what needs to be done. We cannot let these Democrats win. They cannot control power at the slightest. The stuff is getting ridiculous. No additional salt. Spermberger, no additional salt needed. That's funny right there, Greg. That's funny right there. But, guys, this is what I'm telling you. I don't know what Trump's waiting for to crush these people in Minnesota. Stop them. They said they were going to pull out people in Minnesota. If Tampon Tim and them release every illegal criminal that they have in custody right now, release them to ICE, and then he will start pulling them out. But now they said Bovino and some people are going to be leaving in Minnesota. We can't have this. Cannot give in to these pieces of shit that have caused this so-called almost civil war in their country. That is not what we are. We are not a third world country. And the Democrats have succeeded in turning this into a third world country. We got to do everything in our power to stop everything that's going on, guys. It's as simple as that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow, guys. It's going to be a hell of a show. You're not going to want to miss it. I've got a hell of a lineup already in there. And that's not even from what I've got to get from now until tomorrow. So, guys, get in here, join us in chat, share this video after you're done, guys, here tonight. Please share it out to everyone on your pages if you would. That'll help people come in here and join us in chat to get involved. We need everybody's names on those comment in the chat to get in here and tell people you got to wake up to see what's going on. So, but guys, don't forget to join me tomorrow. And I'm going to leave you guys with this before we get off here. But before we sign off, guys, I want to give you a massive shout out to the Patriots in chat tonight. Your energy is the fuel for this fire. And seeing you stand up for the truth gives me hope that this country still has a fighting chance. Thank you for riding with me through the trenches tonight. We pulled back the veil on the chaos in Minnesota and the radical takeover in New York. But believe you me when I tell you, we've only scratched the surface. The forces trying to dismantle our republic aren't sleeping, and neither are we. I have a stack of intel sitting on my deck for tomorrow, guys, and tomorrow's show that you're not going to want to miss. It's going to blow the doors off everything you think you know about what's happening at our borders and around our country. You don't want to miss it. So if you're fed up with the lies and ready for the raw, unfiltered truth, then do your part. Smash that thumbs up button in Rumble and that like button, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Don't forget to share this video as soon as we're done here tonight. Everyone, you know that getting the truth out to people. Don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified whenever I go live so you don't miss a thing. So they can't hide from us because they try to hide us no matter what. Most importantly, be that signal in the noise for your friends, your family, and everyone so they know when they come into the conservative viewpoint, they're getting the truth, raw and unfiltered. Now, the official, spread the word, keep your head on the swivel, and I will see you back here live tomorrow night, 9 p.m., for another hard-hitting episode of the Conservative Viewpoint. Right after the Rebel Chick with a Cause that starts at 7 p.m., guys, so don't miss it. Until then, stay bold, stay free, and I'll see you back here live tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.